The Traveler, the main character, our anime protagonist. The Traveler is our lens into the world of Teyvat, our self-insert. We are the Traveler. We play as them, speak as them, live as them, we even name them. Or do we? Because while we indeed do these things as the Traveler, we are not the Traveler. The Traveler is Aether and Lumen. The lines we choose are the words they want to say. We do not choose their name, but their alias. While we may play the game for the hot women, story or explanation, they travel to find their sibling. But simultaneously, we are still known as the Traveler, even addressed as much by Hoyo's team. So which is it? Are they a self-insert, or are we just along for the ride? I believe that it's a bit of both. Let's look into that. Before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe. I can't thank everyone enough for all the support I'm getting. As always, critique and commentary are always allowed since I'm always looking to improve. Now into the video. Before looking at the Traveler specifically, let's define what a self-insert MC actually is. According to CBR, a self-insert MC is usually a blank avatar for the audience, highly relatable and lacking distinctive characteristics. The Traveler is pretty blank and lacks a distinct personality, aside from the occasional snark and teasing of Paimon, but they're not particularly relatable. I don't know about you, but I certainly don't have the charisma to win people with a dead-eyed stare or beat up enemies. I barely have the coordination to hit a bug out of the air. Anyway, now for the Traveler. For this video, I'm going to start by looking at why the Traveler is a self-insert, and then we'll look at the reverse. The biggest and most obvious reason people point to is that we literally play as them. In the beginning cutscene, we pick one of the twins and choose what they go by in the story as their alias. In all of Hoyoverse's official stuff, we're addressed as Travelers. They're the starting character. Our name is listed for them. We also choose what they say. While the dialogue options change pretty much nothing, at the end of the day, we're the ones picking how the Traveler portrays themselves. Circling back to the definition before, they also have a pretty blank personality. While it's certainly getting more distinct as we move through the regions, it's hard to make a list of their exact personality traits beyond general vibes and headcanons. The only trait they have, pretty clearly, is occasional snark or teasing Paimon, which I'd argue most people have. So what about the other side? While there are clear arguments for the Traveler being a self-insert, there are plenty of equally valid arguments promoting the reverse. Let's take a look at them. First, while we choose the Traveler's name, they have their own names. Aether for the male MC, Lumen for the female. While the reason they go under their aliases isn't really known, nor is it my aim to uncover why, the fact they have their own names hints at something deeper. The second main reason is that they have their own goals. In other video games, the self-insert is just an isekai with the same goal of the player: discover the world. In Genshin, the player can have pretty much endless goals. You can focus on following the story and building strong characters like me, or just explore the overworld or collect every character. But no matter what your goals for Genshin are, they almost definitely don't prioritize finding your sibling. No, following the main story doesn't count, since the Traveler has no idea it's a story. Not to mention, the Traveler has their own voice lines where they reference things such as how they used to play games with their sibling and Paimon teaching them the language of Teyvat, stuff that we, the player, obviously don't remember. So there you have it, two distinct and valid arguments. I'll allow you guys to make up your own minds, but here's my take. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I think the Traveler is both a self-insert and their own character. While the Traveler may have their own thoughts and whatnot, there is no denying the fact that we play as them. We name them, and we decide how they act. But there are also times when they take the wheel. Quick spoiler for the interlude quest bedtime story. Here's a timestamp to skip on screen. In that quest, when Aether and Lumen reunite, the entire concept of self-insertion is basically thrown out the window to make way for the Traveler's character in that scene. The entire focus is on the Traveler's one question of why they can't travel together. While I'm aware the theory community was probably screaming to get their questions answered, that wasn't their time to ask questions. It was the Travelers, and in that moment, we were separate from them. But at the same time, we have Clorinde's story quest, where we, the player, are given insane agency to make our own choices that impact the plot, as it's literally a Dungeons and Dragons game. While the traveler certainly has moments to be separate from the player, such as the bedtime story quest, as mentioned, or a few other moments, they are still our eyes into Teyvat. The traveler is credited with defeating Dvalin, for instance. Who defeats it? We do, the player. There are achievements as well as the travelers. We have moments where we speak as the traveler and live vicariously through them. Take dialogues. Even if you take the two options as what the traveler wants to say, we still are the ones saying it. I'd say it's like a 60-40 split of our moments to travelers' moments, and that's okay. It's great seeing depth in video game MCS like this. The older self-insert guy whose only purpose was to get stepped on by hot women is slowly leaving us. Now we get self-insert MCs with depth and purposes behind them, so they're compelling to follow. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's shorter since I've had a lot going on this week, but I still hope you enjoyed it. Before I go, though, there are a few things I want to address. Recently, I've been getting a lot of comments asking about my voice or pronunciation. So yes, this is an AI voice. It's no secret. However, the weird pronunciation has been bothering me too. I only use this voice because I don't have access to a mic and thought this was better than crackly vocals. But since my channel's gaining more traction, I've decided to switch to my real voice. It might be a while, since I still need to get the stuff and set up a proper place to record, but hopefully I'll have that soon. On another note, thank you all so much for the support recently. I thought it couldn't get any better. Then it did. So really, really thank you all so much. Comment any thoughts or critiques you may have, since everything here is just my opinion. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are, and hope to see you in the next one.